Tensions are running high as US and Ukrainian officials meet in Saudi Arabia for crucial talks. This is the first direct meeting since a fiery clash between President Trump and Ukrainian leader Zelensky, which led to a pause in US military aid. At the center of the talks, security guarantees for Ukraine and possible concessions to Russia. Meanwhile, Moscow claims it was hit by one of the largest Ukrainian drone attacks yet. Will these talks bring Ukraine closer to a peace deal or push it further into crisis? A senior Ukrainian official called the talks with the US constructive, marking a critical moment after the public fallout between Trump and Zelensky 2 weeks ago. Ukraine's delegation, led by Zelensky's chief of staff Andriy Yermak, met with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz in Jeddah. Both US officials previously held direct talks with Russia. Yermak said, and I quote, "We are working to bring about a just and lasting peace." As the meeting entered its fourth hour, Rubio and Waltz were spotted in the lobby of the Ritz-Carlton where the discussions were taking place. When asked how the talks were going, Waltz replied, "Getting there." Before the meeting, Rubio stated that the US was in listening mode, but wanted to understand what concessions Ukraine was willing to make. Yermak, however, did not specify any compromises, instead emphasizing, and I quote, "Now we think it's necessary to discuss the most important, how to start this process." One of the biggest sticking points, security guarantees. Ukraine insists that any peace deal must include guarantees from Western allies to prevent future Russian aggression. Yermak called these guarantees very important, pointing to Russia's history of breaking agreements. However, the Trump administration has refused to commit to any formal security assurances. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen backed Ukraine, saying at the European Parliament, and I quote, "Putin has proven time and again that he is a hostile neighbor. He cannot be trusted, he can only be deterred." Despite the strong European stance, Yermak signaled that Tuesday's talks might not focus on guarantees just yet. The meeting comes just days after Trump halted all military aid to Ukraine. Zelensky has called the pause regrettable but stopped short of apologizing to Trump. Rubio did not specify what concessions he expected from Ukraine, but Trump has repeatedly hinted that Kyiv may need to cede territory. Ukraine has rejected the idea as Russian forces currently occupy nearly 20% of its land, an increase from the 7% held before the full-scale invasion in 2022. Putin has made clear he wants full control over the eastern regions of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia. According to the Institute for the Study of War, Russia currently controls 99% of Luhansk, 70% of Donetsk, and around 75% of Kherson and Zaporizhzhia. Just hours before the US-Ukraine talks, Russia claimed it had repelled a massive Ukrainian drone assault. Moscow's defense ministry said it had shot down 337 drones, with 91 targeting the capital region. Local officials reported 3 deaths and at least 6 injuries. If confirmed, this would be one of the largest drone strikes on Russian territory since the war began, seen as a direct message from Kyiv amid growing pressure from its Western allies. With tensions at an all-time high, will these talks lead to progress or further division?